Greetings viewers, this is Morstorm coming at you with another video. Today we'll be unboxing the Iron Man Mark L, or in this case the Iron Man Mark 50 by Morstorm from Avengers Infinity War. For those who've seen my videos, you know how we do this. Before I unbox, I give a little bit of a background or origin of the kit I am reviewing. Basically just the idea of where the kit is coming from, not just in terms of who created it or what company, in this case Morstorm, but in this case the figure. So in this case, Iron Man. Now, for those who aren't Marvel fans or not familiar with Iron Man, let me paint you a picture. For starters, I highly suggest you watch the movie Iron Man from 2008. Really good movie, and if you're not a superhero movie fan, that's fine. It's a good movie. I highly recommend you check it out. But Iron Man is just a alter ego, if you will. The real person is behind the mask, behind the armor, and that would be Tony Edward Stark. Tony Stark is a billionaire industrialist, a founding member of the Avengers, and the CEO of Stark Industries. Tony Stark can be a brash but brilliant inventor, and also was self-described as a genius, billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist. Tony Stark became the CEO of Stark Industries in time, where actually the company fell in his hands in a way. His father, Howard Anthony Walter Stark, was actually the founder of Stark Industries from 1939 all the way through 1991, where Howard, along with his wife Maria, were assassinated by a brainwashed Winter Soldier. Now, granted, this is the movie version. The comic version may share different details. But regardless, though, when Howard and his wife died, of course, the company fell under Tony Stark's hands. After many years of living the playboy lifestyle, Tony Stark actually was demonstrating a fleet of his Jericho missiles. Now, during this time, though, he was kidnapped by the Ten Rings in Afghanistan. And due to that, he actually got injured in his chest. And so the Ten Rings, there's a terrorist group, hooked his heart to a car battery. And Tony actually, and that car battery was basically a pacemaker, if you will, just so Tony doesn't die. And the whole purpose of it is to keep him alive so he can create bombs for the group. However, Tony had different plans. He instead decided to make a much better pacemaker so he can move freely. And of course, he created his an armor suit, basically Iron Man Mark 1, which basically looked like a different version of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. But regardless, though, and that's when Tony became infatuated, if you will, of creating Iron Man suits, and ended up becoming a hero and founder of the Avengers. Now, that was a brief history or origin of Tony Stark, and of course the beginnings of the Iron Man suit. Now, as for this suit specifically, the Mark L or Mark 50, the one thing that made this armor stand out compared to the other previous armors is that this was more advanced because it was utilizing nanotechnology. The suit was entirely contained in a detachable housing unit of nanoparticles, which could deploy over Stark's body with a simple push on it. And one thing about this suit particularly, and in case you have not seen Avengers Infinity War, again, spoilers, the one thing about this suit is that it can create extra weapons. It can create blades, maybe an extra booster so it can fly faster. many different things because it was all based on nanoparticles, nanobots, or nanotechnology. And for those that don't know about nanobots or nanochips, basically they're just microscopic. After somebody tries finally get it right. Chips, and because they're nano, they're really tiny. But one thing about nanobots is that you can actually, from what I recall, you can actually program them to do certain things, and that's the one thing about the nanobots for this suit. They were all programmed to like help Tony Stark create a suit of armor, defend him, even defensively, offensively. And that's the one thing that made this suit stand out. And actually, I would say that it was one of my top favorites in the movies that, of course, involve Iron Man. But that's enough of the origin of Tony Stark and this suit. Let's get straight to the box. So you can see here, we have the Iron Man Mark L or Mark 50. A very nice pose, and you can see in the back it has different extra weapons, and of course that blade that I mentioned. So get a closer look. As I said, this is actually first introduced in Avengers Infinity War. Also, it is made by Morstorm. And if we look on the bottom, we have a few different poses. So it has the nano blade, nano cannon for his hands, nano energy handgun, and nano energy amplifier. And a few things here too. So on this middle image, spray and shooting special effects pieces along with a product can be installed on the soles of palms. And over here, the pictures is sample after the painting process and for reference only. So that just goes to show that there might be some painting involved, but we shall see. So the size, same as the front. And we look over here, the front, the back, the head unit. It does come with an action base, and one thing about the head unit is that it does come with a LED light. That is a little bit different from the previous Iron Man kit that I built, the Iron Man 46. Go and check out those videos. But this one's similar to the Iron Spider, the kit previous to this one. Check out those videos as well. So the light is only activated through a magnet. So that's a little bit interesting. I kind of prefer the push button, just like how the Iron Man 46 was. But I digress. And as long as the lights work, I'm happy with that. And some of their lights in their palms as well. I'm a little bit concerned about that because of the issues I had with the Mark 46. But hopefully this could change it, but we shall see. And size, same as the front. And that's about it with checking out the outside of the box. But let's get to the, you could say, the main attraction of this video. Let's unbox it. And I can say for sure that this box is definitely bigger than the previous two kits I built. So I can only imagine just how many pieces there are involved. Move that to the side. And it comes with a nice Avengers symbol. So move that. So let's see what we got here. We got some pieces for the nano amplifier. And I could tell there's some pieces for the arms and honestly for legs too. We got some other pieces, I will say for the chest, probably for the legs too, some gold pieces in there as well. Some nice gray pieces for the, as you can see, the inner frame. For the chest as well. More pieces for the amplifier. And probably for the other add-ons. The nano blades, and if I look at them, I may paint over them to give them a much better like chrome look, or maybe like a silver look. And we got some, I'm actually not too familiar with these parts, but some gold parts. I want to say this might be for the chest. Has some clear parts for the chest and for the head. And some blue translucent parts. Same might be for the blade. Yeah, looks like it. And then we have the action base. The really strong, really sturdy stand connector for the action base. There's that magnet. All various hands, probably just like the previous two kits. And some action parts as well. So these are just simple gold fashion parts, or clear yellow translucent. So in case I want to make it, I may need to do some custom painting on these to make it look like just like the picture I showed earlier. And here are the LED parts. So these will light just like Mark 46. So unfortunately, Fortune may have an issue with that. So those are for the wrists. One of these, that's for the chest. One of these is for the head unit. I want to say this one. And this one might be for one of the nano pieces. Got the batteries. I'm always happy that these kits come with batteries. It really shows that they care, and making sure that you don't need to do any extra spending on these kits. So really nice touch. Some decals. See if I'm missing anything else. I mark these gold pieces. Oh, not gold now. Silver chrome pieces, just to label the action base. Directions in case you need to order new parts or new pieces. And last but not least, we got the manual. So take a look. Very nice poses here. And of course, gives you all the runners involved. And it's kind of obvious, but in case you see any of these X's, it just goes to show that these pieces are not, they do not need to be used for the completion and the assembly of this kit. So we have a few extra pieces. Let's also start with the head, then the chest, then the arms. It kind of looks like this doesn't seem as heavy or complex as the Mark 46. What I mean by that is there were various different parts from various different runners. So it looks like these are just to build them. Seems pretty simple enough. I think the Mark 46, the legs had an extra page, and this one seems pretty simple. So I'm kind of thankful for that. And then after the legs, you get the action base and then the weapons. So the single edge knife unit, the energy handgun unit, the double edge knife unit, the cannon unit, and it shows you how to detach the arms and properly attach the weapons. And of course, the energy amplifier unit. It also shows you how to properly attach them to the action base. And of course, the effect parts on the bottom left. Some nice poses. And that's about it for the manual, and that's about it for all the contents of the box. Thank you all for watching. Definitely looking forward to see how this kit is going to turn out. Definitely really excited because, like I mentioned before, the nano suit it definitely was one of my favorite ones because I feel like it's really easy for Tony Stark to use. So now I just feel like it'd be interesting to have like just a nano suit, just program bots or chips and let them do all the work. But I digress. But needless to say, like I said, very excited to see how this kit is going to turn out and looking forward to see the final product. So until then, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. There are links to the bottom of my social media platforms. I do have an Instagram and Reddit account. Reddit account I will use for just discussing other like kits or what other users or other people are building, whether it be Zords or Gunpla. And also, there are 2 videos here for your viewing pleasure. Be sure to check those out. In case you haven't done so, check out the Iron Man 46 review and the Iron Spider. So with all that being said, thank you all again for watching, and until next time, keep on building.